There's another universe. Please make some noise. Give me a...
Hey, spine providers. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Terria, proud owner of Elevations Adult Day Services and founder of a group training called Building Profitable Adult Day Programs, where I teach aspiring providers like you, step by step, how to build a profitable adult day program by following the home and community-based service guidelines. On this channel, I'm here to share my real-life experiences of building my adult day programs. So let's get into today's video. If you are like many other spine providers and wondering how to secure your perfect facility, click the subscribe button below because this channel is for you. So how do you secure your perfect facility? Here's 5 ways to do so. Number 1, it meets all state licensing standards. Number 2, it's fire marshal approved. Number 3, zoning and occupancy clearance is good to go. Number 4, health environmentals are already approved. And number 5, it's ADA accessible and in compliance. So let's get into these 5 ways. So it meets all state licenses and standards. Every state Department of Health, Aging, or Developmental Disability has a facility requirements that must be met before you can open. So a state-approved facility has passed all of those, including inspections, documentation, and zoning verification. This usually includes proper zoning approval for adult day program or community service. It normally improves fire safety and emergency egress compliances. Next, the ADA compliance, making sure the doors, the ramp, the restrooms have efficient space for a wheelchair-bound person to get into and out of. It's clean, well-lit, hazard-free. That includes inside of your location and outside of your location. It has adequate square footage per participant. So depending on how many participants you're planning on serving, make sure the square footage is equipped to support and provide services to all of those participants in that one location. And lastly, the health and sanitation standards are met within the building. Okay, so number 2, what does this fire marshal approval look like? So before the state will license you, the fire marshal must come in and inspect and approve the facility. They'll check for fire extinguishers. If you have sprinkler systems, they'll check for your sprinkler systems and make sure it's been serviced and it's up to date with the services. They'll check for smoke detectors. They'll also check for your emergency exits that make sure they're clearly marked and can be unlocked. Now, if you have a setup where it's like a push bar, it's locked on the inside, but it's easy egress on the inside of your building. It's locked on the outside, but it's easy egress on the inside of your building. That is perfectly fine as long as your clients and your staff can get in and out of each of the doors easily. There's a posted evacuation map, so you'll have to make sure you have a map throughout your location, letting your clients, visitors, and your staff know where they can exit depending on where they are in the building. Occupancy limit signs. So based on the square footage and exits, there should be signs listed somewhere in your building, possibly the front, that says the occupancy limit. Fire drills and emergency protocols. So last week we talked about, the policy and procedures. Make sure you have a policy and procedure set up for how often you will be completing fire drills and your emergency evacuation procedure, or even any emergency procedure, okay? So once you pass, you'll receive a fire safety inspection certificate. This will be submitted with your licensing packet. So next, let's get into zoning and occupancy clearance. So your building must be in an area zoned for your service type. So what I mean by your service type, so you must be in a building that is already zoned to say you can operate an adult day program business in this particular building. So for an example, if you can't open an adult day program in that particular building, in that particular space, it could be zoned for maybe residential use. It could be zoned for something else. You can apply for a special use permit or variance. However, I do not recommend that because that does take some time and additional money to do so. But if you're absolutely in love with the building and you have your heart set on that particular building, you can apply for a special use permit or variance. Your local city and county planning office will confirm zoning with you, so you always want to check with them. They'll also issue you an occupancy permit or a certificate of use, which states that that location can operate, or that particular building that you've have set your heart on can operate your adult day program there. Okay, next, health and environmental approval. So depending on the services that you plan on providing, especially if you provide meals, medication supports, or personal care, your facility must also need a health department inspection. I do not recommend on day one, year one, to provide medication supports because you'll need a nurse on hand, and that comes with additional funding. In the beginning, you want to keep your working capital very low, your expenses very low. You're not required to provide medical support. You're not required to provide meals. So just keep that in mind. It is an additional service, an additional reimbursement if that is something you want to do, but it is not something that you have to do in the beginning. So if you decide to provide these services, the health department will come in and do their inspection. They'll check your kitchen for food safety and just sanitary purposes. The cleanness of your location, that includes pest control, making sure there's no insects or anything or rodents in your location. Restroom sanitation, water temperature and hand washing station, making sure that they're at an approved temperature. And storage for cleaning supplies and medication if you are storing medication there. Cleaning supply, here's a pro tip. All cleaning supplies should be labeled. Okay, lastly, let's get to this ADA accessible compliance. So to be state approved, your facility must be able to accommodate participants that are disabled. This includes wheelchair accessible ramps and entry, ADA compliant restrooms, wide hallways and doorways at least 36 inches, accessible parking spaces and pathways. So failure to meet the ADA standards can delay or deny your approval, so please keep that in mind. Okay, so let's do a quick summary on what makes the facility state approved. Okay, so number one, zoning approval. The building legally permitted for your service type, fire marshal inspection, safety systems and emergency plans approved, health department clearance, clean, safe, compliant with food and health standards, and that's if you're providing those services, so this is not for everybody. And ADA accessibility, so full accessible for your clients with disabilities. Environmental safety, so free from hazard, mold, or sanitation issues. And lastly, here is a pro tip. When choosing your building, always ask, has the property ever been approved for adult day program services or community services? If not, prepare for modifications, especially bathrooms, door width, and fire safety upgrades. So if this video resonated with you, like it and drop a comment below letting me know what was your light bulb moment. If you want to be the first to know when I drop my next video, subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in applying for my 20-week group training program, click that link in the video description below. This training is an opportunity to work with me directly and get all your business questions answered. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.